with us. So, Chris, what did the Sixers show you without Joel Embiid?
Well, look, I knew they didn't need Joel Embiid to beat Brooklyn. Okay, they still got 3 all-star players, Ben Simmons, or caliber, all-star caliber players, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons. They will need Embiid to win the next round against Toronto, to have any chance of really winning that round. Okay. But last night, let's just focus on Ben Simmons because he was the story. And what I saw from him, we all know about his lack of a jump shot, but he can do everything else. Everything else. He's a good defender. He can post up. He even threw up a sky hook last night. Yeah. He can get in the lane. The key for Ben Simmons is his aggressiveness. Mm-hmm. We talk about he can't shoot. That's a liability in today's game. But on the flip side, the floor is more spread than ever in today's NBA. Mm-hmm. And so driving lanes are there. So he can, until he gets a jumper, he can overcome his lack of a J by being aggressive, getting into the paint. And if they wall him off, he can find the open shooters because he's such a great passer.
Right.
So he was terrific. And last night without Embiid, the lanes were just wide open because usually you got Embiid in there and you go through him. So the game plan was different too. Even when you had a center in, a Greg Monroe, right, Boban, the game plan isn't to go through them, to feature them. Yeah. So it was more wide open for Simmons to do what he does. And he was tremendous. And I've said it, and I do stand by it. Embiid and Simmons are not yet mature enough to lead them deep into the playoffs, in my view. Maybe Simmons is maturing before our eyes. Because I love the fact that with the fans in Philadelphia going at him, with the media going at him, with Jared Dudley calling him out, with the little signs, the missing jump shot signs that were outside in Brooklyn, outside of the arena. With all of that, he answered the call. He showed that he had dog in him. But I need you to have that dog in you every night, especially in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Every single playoff game, you have to have it. He didn't have it in game one. There are times when he'll willingly just let himself kind of be a bystander. Even when he gets close to a triple-double or big numbers, he doesn't put his imprint on the game. He's good enough to put his imprint on the game every night. That's what he did last night. He needs to do it at least every playoff game.
Well, you look at this game, Skip. We live here in L.A. and close to the 405. The 405 doesn't seem nearly as crowded when those 18-wheelers are not hogging up all the traffic. It get crowded regardless, Skip. But when 18-wheelers are not out there, it's not nearly as crowded. And that's what Joel Embiid. And so the lane, him being out of the ball game is open. But you know what else opened up the lanes? Tobias Harris going 6 for 6 from the three. J.J. Redick hitting those threes. So now you can't clog off. So you're trying to catch him because you're like, why am I going to pressure the ball way out there? He's not going to pull up and shoot it. So you're trying to catch him, and you're letting him get a head of steam. Well, they've seen J.J. hit that three. They've seen Tobias hit those threes. So now they're less apprehensive to help you.
Right.
Now he's able to finish at the rim either over the top or dunking on your head. So if you're right, transition, he only had two made baskets in transition, only took 2. But in the half-court set, if you let him run downhill, and he's going to – people forget, he's 6'10 and a half. He's not a 6'1 point guard. He's 6'10. So he's going to be able to finish over damn near everybody in the NBA.
And he's got touch when he finishes.
And he can finish with either hand.
He can.
I mean, people don't – I don't know. Sometimes I think he should shoot the free throws right-handed, but he shoots it left-handed, so I don't really know what he is because he can – either hand he can throw the ball into the basket, Skip. The difference was last night. Yes, he was aggressive, but when guys are going to make those shots and you can't help him off because he is a 6'10 point guard, so he knows how to pass the basketball out of the double team. So they left him one-on-one. He punished whomever had him one-on-one driving the basketball.
So last night was everything we've all wanted to see from Ben Simmons. It was a tour de force. This is really only his second year.
Yeah.
But that was rare last night. I haven't seen a lot of that from Ben Simmons over time. That was more of a blip than a trend, right? I might even suggest that was an anomaly, right? Like it's an exception to the rule. The rule has been no dog in him, not enough dog in him. What did I sit and say that whole year he was at LSU? Boy, low motor. Does he care? Does he just go stand on the side? You guys do it. And it felt like, well, it's because he got stuck at Baton Rouge for a year because in Australia, they don't make you wait. You come here and you have to wait a whole year until you play pro basketball and cash your first check. I don't know. So the point is that it took Jared Dudley to flip his switch last night for the first time, and he got really flipped, and I loved what I saw. It was highly impressive. Maybe it took everybody flipping his switch. Maybe it took you criticizing him, me criticizing him, the world criticizing him, the Sixers fans starting to turn on him, and going to Brooklyn into as hostile an environment as you could ever experience, with a missing poster out on a pole outside.
I'm sure he saw a couple of those riding that bus to the stadium.
I'm sure he did. And you don't think they were all over him last night with ridicule that is unspeakable?
Right.
And they even resorted at the end of the game to hack a Ben because he's a 60% free throw shooter. And he missed his first two and had the guts to step back up there 2 more times and make both. 4 for his last 4, 9 for 11. That's guts to me. That showed you what he can do when challenged. Well, what about when he's not challenged? What about when it's just free and easy and it's just another game to him? Does he care enough, or does he only care if somebody really checks him?
Will he take that same approach if Joel Embiid's in the lineup? Maybe he took that approach because
you know what?
Joel's out.
I can make the case. Obviously, are the Sixers better without Joel Embiid? No. But can Ben Simmons be better without Joel Embiid? I can make a case, yes.
Well, when he gets a jump shot, he and Embiid will be great together because Ben won't have to always go in the post and force Embiid out. But until then, and if he never gets a jump shot, Philly may have to make a decision eventually because Embiid's health may always be a problem. Can we say with certainty that 4 or 5 years from now, Joel Embiid's going to be a monster and killing people the way he is?
No.
And you could, I would not break them up right now. There's no way. They're too young. Let them both grow. Let them develop together. But you could certainly make an argument that you could build around Ben Simmons as your big in today's NBA because he can post and he can score in the post.
But you do need to shoot some shots.
Yeah, you do. But theoretically, let's be honest. You could theoretically play him just like Milwaukee plays Giannis. You could, if you put 4 shooters around him and have Ben Simmons bring the ball up and he can either drive or post, he can pass out. Like you said, teams today, the defense don't help because you have to stick on the shooters, and we'd rather him get a 2 than a 3.
Right.
But with his ability to get in the lane and finish, that's tough. It's a tough choice to make.
But here's the thing: what we're starting to see with Giannis is starting to take the 3. He's starting to take the mid range.
He's better at it than him.
Ben will not even attempt unless it's the shot clock winding down or the last seconds of a quarter or a half. That's the only time he's going to attempt a 3.
He is 0 for 18 in his career. He's never made 1 3.
Right.
Last night I had to watch Jokic just sit out there and just rip them like they're free throws. He made 3, 7 feet tall.
So that's going to be the key from him. He's going to, Chris, he's going to have to develop a shot.
No question.
Soon.
This summer.
Okay, this is it. You brought it up. Does he have that dog in it? Does he have killer in him? I saw fire and desire last night I've never seen from him, but it was inspired by Jared Dudley.
Sure.
So you and I part ways on this one. You think that Jared Dudley should have shut his mouth until the series was over.
I do.
And I believe Jared Dudley has been around so long on so many teams, 12 years in this league, one-time ACC Player of the Year at BC. I think he saw an opening that this kid, to him, appeared to be psychologically fragile. And he went for the throat. Well, he's great in transition, but he's average in the half court because he wanted to plant more doubt in his brain, make him play out of character, make him out of sorts. And instead, he rose to the occasion. Of course, he scoffed at shoot-around yesterday. Come on, it's Jared Dudley. Well, then on the court, he's saying, Jared Dudley airballs a 3, and he goes, yes, right? Okay, so clearly he was well aware of what was going on.
Yeah, I understand that, he's like, well, he saw a method to his madness. But just because the door is open doesn't mean you walk in there. It might be a trap.
Okay. Well, last night it was a trap. It actually worked to their favor that Embiid had to sit the game.
Right.
All of a sudden, the whole onus, the whole focus went on Ben Simmons.
But in fairness to Simmons, game 2 with Embiid there, he did the same thing. He didn't score 31, but he set the tone with his aggressiveness.
They scored 51 in the third quarter.
Do you think the Nets underestimated because Embiid was not going to play? And it's like, without their best player, they can't beat us.
Possibly. They're young. It's their first time on this stage. Yeah, I could definitely see that. D'Angelo Russell, your leader. Look, there are people around the league that will tell you about Ben Simmons. that he's more interested in being a celebrity
Well,
than
I see
not that he doesn't want to be a star, but than a superstar
I
player.
agree.
He's got to look. LeBron is his idol. He's got to learn.
Yeah, that's
from
not a bad idol to have.
Who's you mean Ben?
Ben's,
Okay,
Ben's.
not Joel's. Okay.
No, Ben.
Okay, right.
But I'm saying that's what people say about Ben. Ben's got to recognize, and I know Clutch and Rich Paul are telling him, the way to become this icon, this cultural icon, this celebrity, is to be the greatest basketball player you can be.
Yeah.
And he's got to focus on that. You're right. His motor has been in question. And the question is he going to be a Magic Johnson type killer? Because Magic had that killer, even though he was smiling and all that stuff. Or is he Andrew Wiggins? Who Andrew Wiggins has nights like this, where he shows you, we kind of know now what Wiggins is.
Okay, but Andrew Wiggins is more athlete than basketball player to me. This kid can pass.
No, he's got all the
crazy.
skills.
He's got it all.
But if he doesn't bring the energy every night and the attitude of I'm going to put my imprint on this game, I'm going to dominate this game, then it'll fluctuate.
Ask Isaiah is Magic killer. But I thought we were boring, Magic, and you gonna do this to me?
Right.
After they kissed, they would kiss.
And then Magic caught her with a bow.